What's up, guys? This is Hitchy Good, and today I'm showing you the only gun you'll ever need for close quarters maps such as Operation Locker, Metro, and even Pearl Market if you play your cards right. This weapons platform is tried and true for racking up a ton of kills if you use it as intended. Now, don't forget, if you want to support your favorite All-American freedom-loving gamer, please like and subscribe, and then leave a comment down below letting me know you did so I can personally thank you. Don't forget to join me on Twitter as well, but for now, let's dive into everyone's favorite map, a statement that comes with no need for controversy in the comment section at all, Operation Locker. So, as you can see, I've got the AEK equipped here, the ultimate sweat try-hard weapon of choice. This thing will burn through enemies fast, but you gotta be, as I like to say, up in amongst them. Because I'm gonna be real with you, with this thing's rate of fire at 900 rounds per minute and an atrocious recoil pattern, you're not gonna be reliably hitting anything from across the room. Now, that may sound like a detraction for this weapon, but just like most firearms in Battlefield 4, it's not about always using the best gun per se, it's about choosing the best weapon for the situation, and most of the sight lines for Locker are within this weapon strength zone. But you have to play to its advantages. Make no mistake, this gun will most reward the player that pushes with it. The bottleneck at the C flag is a perfect example, and if you're making the right flanking moves, your opponents won't hardly have any kind of chance to turn around before the lightning fast 269 millisecond time to kill drops them like a pile of bricks. This is the third fastest time to kill of all assault rifles in Battlefield 4, and it's only a close third, really. The 900 rounds per minute helps that, along with giving a slight bit of forgiveness if you miss a shot or two, as long as you're controlling your recoil. That being said, that's where this weapon starts to lose some of its shine, but like I mentioned in Locker, it doesn't really matter very much unless you're freezing your butt off outside on the flanks. The recoil on the AEK is pretty atrocious with the first shot multiplier at 2.55. That means when you pull the trigger, the first shot is going to recoil 2.5 times worse than the subsequent shots. But even after that, you're still looking at a pretty substantial 0.42 up, 0.25 left, and a 0.45 right recoil pattern. So as long as you're pulling down into the left, you can control this pretty well with 5 to 6 round bursts. Now, you don't want to go much longer than that with your finger keying down on the trigger, as the weapon spread is 117 degrees per shot. As you can see though, this right here is probably the maximum range that I would use this gun with, and most of my shots are missing when I hold down too long on the trigger. But with the sheer amount of lead being thrown down range, you're gonna hit somebody. Just make sure you've got a support that actually knows how to hand out ammo in your squad, because it's gonna burn through it pretty dang fast. Another thing that hurts the AEK at range is it has one of the slowest bullet velocities in its class at 580 meters per second, meaning at range you're gonna have to lead your shots by a decent amount more to land some hits. Now, this might have you thinking,
what the fuck is this piece of shit?
And if you're on Goldman Railway, I'd say you're absolutely right. Otherwise, this weapon is one of my favorites when rushing and getting up close. You can melt through enemies extremely fast with this thing, as long as you're pressing the advantage. Once again, while it does have some disadvantages at range, up close, this thing will kill somebody extremely fast. And the reloads aren't particularly atrocious as long as you stick with the tactical reload of 2.35. It's 3.65 when it's empty, which is kind of substantial, but the fact that it has 31 bullets in the magazine doesn't often catch me unprepared, as long as I take a break and kind of realize this isn't an LMG. You're going to run out of ammo. But if you're playing Locker, Metro, or even Pearl Market, you're going to have a fantastic time laying waste to everyone that isn't running the AEK. When it comes to attachments, I've found a Cobra sight does the trick pretty well. I usually don't run many accessories just because I usually flank a lot in my playthrough, in my matches, and a laser can give my location away, but it's up to you if you want to add one and tighten up that hip fire. Playing further into this firearm strengths, just remember to turn that laser or flashlight on or off depending on the circumstance. As far as the barrel goes, I found the heavy barrel to help make this platform a little more adaptable to certain situations by increasing the accuracy at a little longer distances with some added recoil as well. If you can control that recoil though, it's going to reward you. But if you know your encounters are mostly going to be short range, a compensator is definitely what I'd recommend. And finishing things up with a stubby grip, that's going to decrease our automatic fire penalty, which means that 117 degrees of spread per shot that I was talking about earlier that's going to be significantly reduced, and it's going to curb that problem with this particular weapon. You're going to kind of round it out a little bit more. No matter how you set it up, the AEK is an absolute try-hard banger at close range, and a firearm that you should be regularly cycling through your loadouts when the circumstance arises. Now, if you want to find a great all-around firearm, you can click the video to the left of this, or if you're going for that long-range firearm, you can reach out and touch somebody, check out the video to the right. Either way, thank you for watching, God bless, and happy gaming. Catch you good out.